I'm not famous. No one recognizes me. The Rage, sure, he shows up in comedy sketches and on white power websites and in the tattoos of bouncers, but no one knows who I am. I haven't morphed into that phenotype for years. Look, the Rage is what I used to turn into when I was crazy mad. The Rage is the guy who almost killed Longarm. They probably told you not to talk about that, huh? Afraid it might be a trigger? It's all right. I'm a lot better at keeping it together than they think. I mean, you'd think they'd know that with all the tabs they keep on me. I know what I'll always be remembered for, but getting big and angry wasn't the only thing I could do. My morphology is tied to my moods, so originally I could only rage out when I got uncontrollably angry. People never saw how I got when I was playing with my nephews or painting my watercolors. The UFS trained me to make that rage state immediately accessible. And I hated that name too, the Rage. But I knew what they wanted when I took the job. Problem with having a berserker on your team is that we have a tendency to go berserk now and again. But Longarm, he's like this genius kid who also has a body that can take on almost any shape, and I'm thinking, me and this guy have a lot in common, right? No. He hated me. I think almost from the get. And it wasn't a black-white thing, despite the popular narrative. Nah, it was a different kind of irrational. I mean, can you imagine what it's like working every day with the most beautiful person you've ever seen? I'm not trying to lay blame at his feet, but you're in these stressful conditions day after night, tight quarters, tight clothing. I actually had much better self-control than I get credit for. It's not like I thought I had a chance. I mean, I had a pretty good idea of what he thought about gay people anyway, but I had to tell him, see? Just to let the pressure go. Or maybe I thought he would see that if one of us was also one of them, then maybe it could change into something else. I should have known he couldn't. But that's all water under a bridge. I barely remember. I get portrayed as this loose cannon, a wacko who'd fly off the handle whenever a child was in danger. But I trained to control the Rage. I mean, he was easy to let out, but I got good at keeping him in, too. With Longarm that day, it just got very personal and passionate. He said some things. I regret it. But regret is not a coin that buys forgiveness or groceries. I mean, you look around today, you see black heroes everywhere. Brown Bomber, Fresh Justice, Get 'em Girl. These are good people, sometimes saving people who won't even thank them. Those cats are showing little brown kids that they can be something. It's a lot better legacy than what I left the kids of my generation. All those people had me as their hero. And who did I turn out to be? I was 22. You know that image, the frightening pumped up face, the bulging hands? I look at footage or photos from my time with the hopefuls and I don't even recognize myself.